some crab walks. So no band to start off with, but we will be using it in a minute. Just get into a high squat position, try and push your weight back as much as you can, and then just do some walks from side to side. So you're not too low to start off with. Just taking some slow, steady steps from side to side. Kind of using a bit of a rocking movement. And you should start to feel your quads working. Keep going, and then just get a little bit lower. Keep sticking your bum out. You want to try and keep your bottom working as much as your thighs now. You don't need to take too many steps. I'm just kind of going along the length of my mat. And then just a little bit lower again. Should be starting to get a little bit more challenging now. Keep your core braced. And you can put your arms wherever you want to, on your waist, up here, up to the side. Alright, now I want you to grab your band, loop it into two, so it's a nice big loop. Step into it. Band stays above your knees. This is going to force your legs a little bit wider, which is good, and slowing down your steps a little bit. So try and stay about as low as you were before you added the band, and just slowly move from side to side. So this now should feel a little bit more challenging. You need to keep your knees nice and wide apart so the band doesn't drop down. So you might start to feel it a bit more in your bum towards the sides of your bottom now. A few more seconds. That'll do. Band off. Then find somewhere to do some leg swings. So leg swings forward and back to begin with. Keep your torso upright. There we go. So torso upright, nice and loose through your hip. And then change legs. Okay, so front and back and side to side. Lovely, well done. Keep going. And now side to side swings. So if you're holding on to something that's a bit awkward, you might be leaning forward slightly. Try and keep your torso as high as you can when you're doing this. And then change sides. Just do a couple more. And then down onto your mat. Onto all fours to start off with. We're going to do thoracic rotations, but in two stages. So on all fours first of all, fingertips on your temples, tuck under, and then reach up as much as you can. So if you want to, you can bend the arm that you're supporting yourself on to get a little bit more of a range of movement when you're doing this. Just make sure that you straighten it when you reach round. Do one more, and then change sides. Just do one more, and then we'll go into the bigger movement. So put one foot forward, other hand down, and then go into that bigger rotation, either looking at your hand or looking straight down at the floor, whatever you need to do. And then change sides. One more. And stand up slowly. Pardon me. Okay, next set. Going to do a few little jumps from side to side, so kind of little leaping, hopping movement from side to side. It's the 80s disco dance. Okay, so we're starting with something like a bit of, I don't know, maybe a bit of Bronski beat, maybe something not too up tempo, and then we're going to move into a little bit of wham. There we go. So just increasing the movement from side to side. You should start to feel your heart rate coming up a little bit now. And then if you can, take it into a slightly bigger jump from side to side now, so you're really leaping. Just a couple more. And then we're going to move into a few little small jumps forward and back. So really small movement, my feet are barely coming off the floor. So when you land these, land with bent legs, bend at the ankle. Nice steady movements. And then from there, you're going to move into some deadlift jumps. So towards the floor and then jumping up. So tapping down between the legs and then jumping up. Again, really small movements. So my feet are barely coming off the floor. Now I'm not reaching my arms up to full extension because I can't in here, but I want you to think about getting your arms nice and high when you're doing this. Big reach. Good, just do a couple more. Good, and then from there, we're going to go into some hip rotations. So I've chosen a poor hairband this morning. That's not going to hold it. So hip rotations. You can put your hands on your waist if you want to, out to the side, wherever's going to give you enough balance. Bring your knee up and around. So just working on getting your knee as high as you can. Core braced. And then go the other way. Can't look at the camera and do this, otherwise I get too wobbly. Keep going. And then we're just going to move into some arm circles. So big arm circles forward to begin with. So just think about keeping your shoulders low when you're doing these. Try not to hunch them. So keep your shoulders low. Imagine you've got your shoulder blades. You're just pushing them down. Keep them in that down position. That's it. And then just speed up the circles a little bit. Make them a little bit quicker. Good. And then back again, thinking about keeping your shoulders low. Good, and then speed up that movement a little bit. I'm going to have to be careful when I'm wearing nail varnish not to scrape my fingernails on my ceiling. I'm going to have streaks of colour above me. Good. Next one, a low sumo squat. So this should be okay for you if you've got knee pain, because you're going to in a slightly wider stance. Feet turned out to the side. And then you're going to drop down, put your fingers to the floor, and try and straighten your legs, and then stand up tall. Drop into the sumo squat, hands to the floor, straighten your legs, stand up. So we're going to do 10 of those. If you're struggling to keep your fingers on the floor when you straighten your legs, then just take your legs a little bit wider apart, so it's dropping down, hands to the floor, stand up, like that. Keep going. So you should feel getting a little bit of a mobilisation through your inner thighs, your hips, and in your hamstrings as well. Just do a couple more. Last one. And then move onto your back into bridge. Arms down by the side to start off with. Pushing your hips up, rolling your back down to the ground. We'll take about 30 seconds doing these. Nice high hips, rolling your back down. Good, just do a couple more. And you're going to push your hips up into that bridge position and hold it. Engage your core, so pull your tummy in towards your spine. And then you're going to rest your hands on your thighs, thumbs pointing behind you. Can't describe that this morning. And then you're going to bring your arms directly over your shoulders. I need to move away from my bench, that's better. So thumbs down to the floor and then back. And there you go, little fingers to your thighs, thumbs to the floor, that makes sense. I should have written that in my notes on my board, that was too complicated to think about. So you're moving your arms in a smooth movement over your head, thumbs to the floor, little fingers back to your thighs, keeping your hips pushed up. So think about keeping your core engaged, pulling your tummy towards your spine. Your glutes should hopefully be active, just holding you in this position, but if they're not working, squeeze your bum as well. So this is a combination between a core and pelvic stability activation exercise and some upper body mobility. Do a couple more. And then stay on your back, arms out to the side, knees and feet tight together, and roll your knees from side to side. And then we will move on. We've got 3 workouts to go through today. Arms first, then legs, then core, and then finishing off with a final workout which uses the exercises we've done in the other sessions. So for the first one, you're going to need a weight you can press above your head in one hand, so not something too heavy, and your band. Okay, one more to each side. Good, and then I want you to kneel up. So we'll move straight into the first workout. This one isn't too cardiovascular. So you're going to start off kneeling, making sure that you don't let your back arch, so keep your bum tucked under, core braced, and arms out to the side. I'm just going to do some small arm circles. Going forward first of all. So try not to let your back arch, keep your bum tucked under, core engaged, shoulders drop down, and then go the other way. Keeping the circles small. Your arms should start to burn fairly quickly doing these. I'm always surprised at how effective these are. It's like a 1950s exercise, but they do work. Right, and then go to bigger circles forward. Try and think about your upper back working as much as your arms. And then bigger circles back. Yes, starting to burn. And then go back to small circles forward. We've got 10 more seconds to go. And then small circles back. And then staying kneeling. I just want you to bring your arms up like that and just do a few presses up and down. Okay, right, now you need a weight. So I'm going to use a 2 kilogram dumbbell. No, I'm not. I'm using a 3 kilogram dumbbell because my 2 kilogram dumbbells are being held hostage by the dumbbell manufacturer. Paid for them in November. No sign of them yet. So, kneeling press for your first exercise. Think about right angles. So, front leg, right angle, back leg, right angle. You can rest on your toes or you can rest on the flat of your foot. I've got my left leg forward. That arm's going to be raised. Right arm, and I'm going to do a press with one arm, like that. So think about your elbow pointing forward as well. You don't want your elbow coming out to the side, you want the weight in your elbow pointing forward. The gin bottle's perfect. So versatile. I should get you all to bring your random weights in with you when we do our first outdoor circuit session again. Oh, it even lights up. Oh, that's so nice. Light up dumbbells. There's someone missing a trick. And then change sides. So I've got my right leg forward, right arm extended, pressing with my left side. I bought my little nephew a toy dumbbell which lights up and it plays tunes and it says things like 2 more reps. It's amazing. He loves it. So failing that, we can all get those. Keep going. A few more seconds. We're doing 30 seconds on each side. Good, and done. Next one, bent over rows. So you can use your band or you can use a weight. I'm going to use my band, stand on both sides of it. So when you're ready, start tall, shoulders back, bum tucked under, core engaged, and then hinge forward. So you're all the way over to the ground and pull up. Start when you're ready. So think about keeping your shoulders active all the time. Don't let them get pulled forward, particularly if you're using the band. Keep your arms tight to your side. Try and think about keeping your bum working hard as well. So I've got my glutes squeezed, tummy drawn up to spine. As you get tired, it's going to be harder to keep your arms to your side. Just fight to stop them from coming outwards. Pardon me. I may almost be warm enough to take off a jumper. 10 more seconds. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Good. And then the next upper body exercise we're doing is a push off press up. So this is why I've got you to get a raised surface you can kneel against. So when you're doing this, make sure that you keep your body in a straight line. So you don't want to let your bum stick out. So straight line in that position and then push up. And when you're in the upright position, just hold that for a second so your core's working, and then down again. So push up and down. Okay, off you go if you haven't started. So I've got a minute for this one, but that's quite a lot. So if you can't do this for a full minute, if you get to your technical max where you feel like your body's just starting to hurt a little bit, then rest early. You don't have to push through. Upper body exercises tend to have a bigger range of sort of time needed for different abilities. 30 more seconds. So when you're doing this, your arms will come out to the side a little bit, but you want to try and also keep them down. So it's not outside completely, but down a little bit too, just to help your upper back work. 10 seconds. Keep your core braced. 2, 1, and then rest. Grab a quick drink. We're going to go through the press, bent over row, and push off press up again, but this time 45 seconds. So you'll do about 25 seconds on each side for the kneeling press. We'll start again in 15. Get your weight ready for the kneeling press. Okay, so before you start to lift, make sure you've got your bum tucked under, core brace in this movement. Off you go. Keep it slow and steady. Well done. Five more seconds. And change sides. Off you go. Okay, keep going. Last few seconds. And done. Good. Bent over rows. Again, I'm going to use the band for this. Alright, so before you start, if you're using the band, shoulders back, core engaged, hinge forward, off you go. So keep looking down at the floor, keep your tummy pulled up to your spine, arms tight to your side. If you can check the position of your back in your camera, have a look, make sure that you're not too high. Your back should be pretty much flat to the floor. Good, well done. Just keep thinking about keeping your back active all the time. So your upper back should be doing as much, if not more, work as your arms for this. 5 seconds. 2, 1, done. Good. Push off press ups. Kneeling down again. 45 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Off you go. And when you're in the upright position, reset your core. So pull your tummy back in towards your spine. This is almost as much of a core stability exercise as it is arms. Good, well done. 10 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, little rest. And then we've got one more set to go. So don't get up, we're going to go back to the kneeling press again. Final set, 30 seconds for each exercise. So we'll do about 15 seconds on each side for the kneeling press. All right, 10 seconds, get ready. Hopefully your arms and upper body are feeling nicely kind of awake and not too tired. Right, off you go. As you get tired, your elbow will want to come out to the side, keep it pointing forwards. 2, 1, and change sides. Off you go. Try to think about squeezing the glute of your back leg as well. That's going to help support you in this kneeling position. Five seconds. 2, 1, done. Good. Bent over rows again, so use your band or your weight. Okay. So if we're using a band, shoulders back, core brace, hinge forward, 30 seconds. Off you go. Well done. So yeah, just think about keeping your shoulders active. Don't let your arms get pulled forward. Well done. 3, 2, 1. Last set of push-off press-ups. Alright, get ready, 2, 1, off you go. So really try and focus on using your upper back. Don't let your elbows drift out to the side too much. Ten seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Good. Have a little rest. Next set. So moving on to legs next. We'll start with some step backs with a high knee to begin with, just a little activation exercise. So that's when you step back and then bring your knee up. You can either use your arms in a running movement, or you can use both your arms together if that helps you balance better. So step back with a high knee, 30 seconds on each side. Then we'll move into deadlifts, sumo squats, and side to curtsy lunges. So knees, you might want to do more deadlifts, but the sumo squats could be okay. Have a go with them, see how you get on. I can give you something else to do if you need to. In fact, you could even do that knee rehab exercise I gave you yesterday instead of the squats. All right, so deadlift with a band or a weight. I'll just do the movement without holding anything. That's starting with shoulders back, hinging forward, making sure your shoulders don't go lower than your hips, and then standing up nice and tall. The sumo squat, using a weight if you want to, but you can do it body weight. Feet nice and wide apart, turns out to the side, chest up, and you're driving down, standing up tall. So because you're in a wider position, it's often much happier for your knees. The sumo squat will stop you from getting as low as a normal squat will, so just get as low as you can comfortably and stand up. And make sure when you stand up, your bum tucked under, squeeze it when you stand up. And the last one, a side to curtsy lunge. Let's move my stuff out of the way, health and safety. So you lunge out to the side and then back behind you. So out to the side and then back. So because your weight stays completely behind your knee all the time, it's usually all right, but if it hurts, let me know. Right, let's start with the step backs. So it's the same principle as the last set. We do a minute for each one, then 45 seconds, and then 30 seconds. So step back with a high knee first of all. Doing whatever you want to with your arm. All right, get ready. 3, 2, 1, off you go. So just think about slow, steady movement for this. This is a bit of balance and activation work for the rest of the exercises. You may struggle to get your knee very high for just starting out. Change sides. This is a hard exercise first thing in the morning, I find. There you go, wobbling all over the place. Good, well done, keep going. 10 seconds. That'll do. Alright, moving on to deadlift. So I'm going to use a kettlebell for this rather than a band. 1 minute. Grab your weight, heavy as you can for a deadlift. If you've got something heavier, use it. Alright, 3, 2, 1, off you go. Perfect, well done. So I was looking at the floor and looking straight ahead. If you're using a weight, push it back between your feet. And just think about what your shoulders are doing as well, so try not to let them get pulled forward, particularly if you're using a kettlebell, because it will just pull your shoulders in, so keep them back. Okay, keep going. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. Sumo Squat. So I'm going to do this without the weight, but if you want to, you can hold a weight to your chest. Off you go. Good. Try and keep your bum pushed back when you're squatting down. And then when you stand up, just tuck your bum under, engage your core. Lovely, keep going. "15 seconds. Well done. 3, 2, 1. And then side to curtsy lunge. So I may even move my mat if I get caught up in this. All right, so starting on one leg. So you lunge out to the side and then straight back. So your foot, off we go. Ideally, your foot won't hit the floor in between. So you're moving out to the side, moving back, without putting your foot down to the ground in between. But it's a smooth movement out to the side and then back. If it hurts your knee, then you can go back to some rehab, Sophie. This one should be okay, yeah, because your weight the way it moves your knee is quite good. Change sides. So this one is really good for your inner thighs. Bit of balance required as well. I'm not tripping over my mat. One more. Good, and then back to deadlifts. Perfect. I'm going to use a band for this set. 45 seconds now. So nice and tall, shoulders back of using a band. Off you go. Good. It's a bit easier using a band held in each hand like this to keep your shoulders pulled back. Well done, keep going. Think about your core as well when you're doing these. So when you stand up, don't waste that part of the movement. Stand up tall, pull your tummy in, and then move down again. 5 seconds. Good. Sumo squats. I'm going to wait for this one. Get ready. 45 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Off you go. So just think about your bum all the time when you're doing this one. When you stand up tall, squeeze your glutes, tuck your hips under. Well done. 15 seconds. Last few seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. And then side to curtsy lunges again. So we'll go for about 25 seconds on each side for this one. Get ready. 2, 1. Off you go. So when you start to feel a bit more competent with this movement, you can think about lunging out to the side a bit more and lunging around a bit more as well. And change legs. Oh no. A little bit confused there. My brain wants me to do something very different. Well done. You can also do this with a band around your knees, which makes it truly horrible. Good, and rest. Right, one more set to go. So I just need to straighten my mat up a bit, that's really confusing me. There we go, it doesn't take much. One more set. Deadlifts, sumo squats, side to curtsy lunge. We're going 30 seconds on each side now, or for each exercise. So deadlifts, grab your weight or your band, 30 seconds, get ready. Off you go. Again, just think, keep using your core. Pull it into towards your spine as you stand up tall. Five seconds. Good. Sumo squats. I think I can finally turn my heater off as well. I left it on for about a minute too long and now I'm going to be much too hot. Right, off we go. Sumo squats. Brilliant, well done. Good. 5 seconds. And done. Side to curtsy lunge. So if you feel happy with it, 15 seconds on each side, you can speed it up, increase your range of movement a little bit if you want to. 2, 1, go. Two, 1, change sides. Good. 3, 2, 1. Fab. Rest. Next set, core stability. So we're going to do alternate arm and leg extensions for a minute. Then we're moving on to torso rotations, plank and a side plank rotation. The torso rotation, rather than moving from side to side, you're going to go one side to the front and then other side to the front for 30 seconds on each side. But start off, alternate arm and leg extensions. If you need to have a drink, grab it quickly while I show you what I want you to do. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees under hips, pull your tummy up and keep that feeling going throughout the whole minute. So don't let your tummy sag, don't let your back dip. Everything pulled up nice and strong, and then slowly extend alternate arm and leg, thumb up to the ceiling, heel to bum height. Right, 1 minute. We'll start in 5 seconds. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Off you go. So keep looking straight down at the ground. Keep the movement slow. This is just to get some core activation going. Get your body used to some rotation before you move on to more difficult exercises. And really work on extending your arm and leg. Without kicking the wall. Keep going. We're doing the same for this set as the other two. We're doing 1 minute, then 45 seconds, then 30 seconds. Last few seconds for this. 3, 2, 1. Good. Torso rotations. So you don't need to use a weight for this, but if you want to make it more challenging, you can use one. So you're going to sit with this first set. I recommend having your feet on the ground, heels down, toes up, lean back so you can just feel your core starting to bite. Tuck your tummy into your trousers. So I'm going to do this without a weight with my arms out straight in front of me. And I'm going to rotate to my left and back to the centre for 30 seconds and then to my right. 2, 1, off you go. And keep my spine neutral by looking between my hands as I rotate from side to side. And think about keeping your tummy pulled in towards your spine as much as you can. It's difficult when you're moving. Ten seconds. And we're going straight from the left movement to the right. Off you go, move to the right. So when you're doing these, try not to let your knees move with you. So keep your knees hip width apart. 10 more seconds. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. And then plank. So plank either on your elbows or straight arm, and it's for a minute, which is a long time. So like those push-off press-ups, if you can't complete a minute of this, if you get to your own kind of technical failure before a minute, you can either drop to your knees and turn it into a half plank, or you can just drop to the floor and rest. I don't mind, but just go for as long as you can. I'll give you time checks every 15 seconds. I'm going to do it on my elbows, but you can choose which one you do. 3, 2, 1, off you go. So if you're on your elbows, make sure that your hands aren't clasped together. Elbows apart, hands apart. And however you're doing it, you want to keep your bum tucked under, tummy pulled up towards your spine. Try not to let your back round as well, so you're keeping your shoulder blades working as well. Oh, we've done more than 15 seconds. That's 25 seconds, I do apologise. But that's good. Right, 30. So you're probably starting to shake a little bit now. 45 seconds. If you've got this far, you can probably do a minute. Last few seconds. 3, 2, 1. Drop to your knees. Woo! And then the last one you're going to do is a side plank rotation. 30 seconds on each side. So you've got options. You can either do this as a modified side plank or a full. I'm going to do it as modified so I can keep talking to you while we're doing it. So up onto your side, arms straight up above your shoulder, and then you rotate, tucking your hand underneath you, and then up again, keeping your hand tight to your body as you rotate. 30 seconds on each side. All right, let's go. So it is much easier doing this with your leg underneath you. And if you think you're going to wobble around a lot, definitely do it this way. Five seconds. 2, 1, down, good. Other side. Get ready, 2, 1, go. Well done. Ten seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Good. Back to torso rotation. So think about 20 seconds on each side for the second set. If you didn't use a weight for the first one, think about using a weight for the second set. And if you are using a weight, you probably aren't going to want to have your arms straight out in front of you. So you can bring your arms in towards your chest a little bit. So for this second set, shorter on each side, you can think about having your feet up off the ground if you want to. I'm not going to because I'm doing this all again later on tonight. All right, off we go. 20 seconds on each side. So if you are using a weight, again, just keep looking at it as you rotate. Keep your spine neutral. 2, 1, other side. 5 seconds. And done. Good. Plank. So choose the same form of plank that you've just done. So if you did straight arm plank the first time, do it the second time. Get ready, 2, 1, go. 45 seconds this time. So if you're in a low plank, think about using your back and your tummy kind of in equal measures, and by your back I mean your upper back, not your lower back. Well done. I've forgotten about you again. 25 seconds. Maybe that's quite good to have a late time check for the first one. 15 seconds to go. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. Ugh. I'm not sure that fast an awful lot easier than 1 minute. Right, side plank. So again, about 20 seconds on each side for this one. Because it's a lot less on each side, think about doing it in the full side plank position if you can. All right, 2, 1, go. I'm going to save that one for the 6 p.m. class. Keep going. You can, of course, use a very light weight for this, but I think body weight's enough. And change sides. Off you go. Well done. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Rest, and then we've got one more set to go. So our final set. 30 seconds for each exercise. So we'll start with torso rotations, 15 seconds in each direction. And if you haven't put your feet up yet, try it for the last set. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Five seconds. And other direction. 5 seconds. 2, 1, done. Plank, 30 seconds of plank, easy peasy. You can do this. I will give you halfway, I promise. 3, 2, 1, off you go. That's 15. 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, good. And then last side plank, 15 seconds on each side. Get ready, 3, 2, 1, off you go. Keep your waist pushed up nice and high. 5 seconds. And change sides. Off you go. Three, 2, 1, done. Good. Right, quick rest. Well, I'll explain what we're doing next. So we're going to finish off with a workout incorporating all the exercises that we've done in the main session. How long have we got? Perfect. So this takes about 6-7 minutes, not very long at all. So you're going to go for a squat press or a ground overhead if you're not happy about doing a squat press. Then back into a plank, then a push-off press up, then the crab walks with the band, and then torso rotations. But the torso rotations this time are moving from side to side rather than single-sided. So we're going to do 45 seconds for the first set with about 10 seconds rest in between each exercise. And then we should be able to do 30 seconds after that, and we might even have time for a third set of 20 seconds. But we're definitely doing 45 seconds of each exercise, then 30, potentially 20. It's quite hard to work this out timing wise. So get ready. Squat press first of all. So if you're doing a squat press, you need a weight for this one. I want you to do this weighted. Ground to overhead is the same. So the ground to overhead is the knee safe movement. I'm going to go for the squat press, but obviously I want you to press complete full extension above your shoulders. All right, let's restart this. 45 seconds, 3, 2, 1, off you go. So this last one, I want you to think about moving quickly. And your rest really is only enough to change between exercises before we start the next one. So I'm not using full range of movement. I'm not going into a low squat to protect my knee. I'm not pressing high above my head because of ceiling. But if you can, I want you to think about full range of movement, nice high press above your head. 15 seconds. I got all excited at the weekend thinking, oh, I better get outside and do classes outdoors again soon, and then it became freezing cold again. 3, 2, 1. Weight down into plank. So you don't have to do the same plank you've just done. If you want to move from a low plank to a straight arm plank, that's fine. Get ready. 2, 1, go. 45 seconds. This is the 4th plank you've done, so if your tummy's starting to get really tired and you can't maintain it, rather than letting your back do the work, just drop your knees to the floor. Keep your hips up, but make it easier. 15 seconds to go. You can do it. I think I'm talking to myself here more than you. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So we're going straight from the plank into push-off press-ups. It's going to turn into a nice ab burner. 45 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Off you go. So your toe muscles should be nicely awake after all that core work. Keep them working when you're doing these. Well done, keep going. 20 seconds. After this, it's crab walk. So you need to grab your band, double it up, and put it above your knees. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Grab your band. Step into it, start moving as soon as you're ready. So speed up the movement. In the warm-up, you were fairly slow and steady doing these. I want you to move with a quick step, staying as low as possible. Keep going. "15 seconds. And you're going straight from this into torso rotation. So if you have a light weight you want to use a weight for torso rotations. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Band off. Grab your weight if you're using it. As soon as you're on the floor, into torso rotations. Well done. So we're going straight from this into the 30-second set, and then we're done. Hooray! Keep going, 10 seconds. So after this, you're going to pick up your weights, ground to overhead or squat press. 3, 2, 1, up you get. 30 seconds for each exercise, and then we're finished. Get ready. 2, 1, go. Speed up the movement if you want to. 10 seconds. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Into plank. 30 seconds. As soon as you get down, start. And go. $15 done. $10 seconds to go. Straight on to push-off press-ups after these. Ooh. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Push-off press-ups, 30 seconds. Got 3 exercises to go. 2, 1, go. Well done. Ten seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Straight into crab walks. Get that band on straight away. 2 exercises left. So as soon as that band's on, start moving. Stay low. Speed up your movement. $15 seconds. 10 seconds. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Torso rotations with or without a weight. Try and think about doing this last set with your feet up off the ground. 2, 1, go. Keep it going. 15 seconds. Last few seconds, and 3, 2, 1. Done. Well done. Right, stay down. How are we doing? I'm going to run over by a minute, I'm afraid. All right, into child pose. So we'll go straight from this into child pose. Grab a drink if you need it first of all. Otherwise, straight down. So feet together, knees apart. Into position. Once you've got your forehead resting on the ground, just pull your hands forward a little bit, keeping your heels in contact with your bum. And then just take some nice deep breaths. And then arms down beside you. Let them rest there. More deep breaths. And then hands underneath, push up, cat stretch. And up onto your knees. Sweep one leg through, tuck your hips under, push forward. Oh, stretch across your hip. Well done this morning. And change sides. Other leg through. Bum tucked under, push forward. Almost there. Then stand up, nice and slowly. Just finish off with your legs wide apart. So they should be wide apart enough that you can feel a bit of a stretch in your inner thighs. And then just slowly let yourself drop down to the floor. So you feel a stretch in your inner thighs and hamstrings now. If you can't keep your legs straight, just let them bend slightly. It shouldn't be painful. Walk your hands over to one side and you can bend that knee. And then walk your hands over to the other foot. Again, you can bend that knee if it helps. And then back to the centre. Walk your hands forward a little bit, keeping your legs straight if you can. And then walk your hands back. And then either step or just let your feet slowly shuffle back into the centre. And slowly stand up. Stretch your arms up. And done! Well done. Finally warm.